5:30. Let's get this show going. I am wide awake because I've been up. Well, I'll talk about that in the show. My new glasses. I'll talk about those in the show too. There's a whole reason. There's reasons for everything. Nothing is an accident. Everything has meaning. All right. Good morning, everybody. Welcome. Today is Wednesday, July 17th, 2019. My name is Jeremy, and this is my first cup of coffee. In the first cup mug, which you can get at whistlekick.com, you can drink along with me. Oh, that's like a weird thing to say, but I guess it's true. You could. Yeah. So these glasses, these are blue blockers. I am testing a theory that I'm looking for my phone. It's right there. I'm testing a theory that that should make an impact when I am using my phone frequently. If I spend a lot of time on my phone, I have trouble with my vision. So, trying that out, and then when I'm sitting at my computer, I'm using them. These are from Zini Optical. They were like $35. Super cheap. I've had a bunch of friends who've bought glasses from there and been very happy, so there's no prescription to them. They're simply blue blockers. Basically, they're Felix Gray knockoffs for a third of the price. Oh, coffee. So, this looks like day 3 of struggling to get stuff done. I am hyper aware of my need to get out of here. I need a vacation. It shouldn't be long. I feel like I'm almost there. Bunch of stuff happening behind the scenes. Should be placing some orders today. So just fingers crossed. I've been up since 5. Got up at 5. Did some small things that needed to be done. Some of the marketing stuff that I do. And feeling better. 5 might be a little bit of a lie. 5:15. I was at my desk a little after 5:15. Didn't have any coffee. Waited for all of you. And just committed to trying to make today a good day. Yeah. So. All right. What are we talking about? So. It's raining. I don't know if you can hear it, but it's now one of those warm summer rain days where, for some reason, these days remind me of camping. Being in a cabin in the woods, and let's face it, I basically live in a cabin in the woods. But I just want to sit on the porch and drink coffee and just relax in this weather. And I'd love to. And there's too much to do, but I'm almost there. By the end of summer, I should be ready. I should be ready for vacation. Financial things should change enough with the consulting, and we're almost there. The trials and tribulations of starting a business. All right, we got some questions here for me to answer, and if you want to ask me a question, do it below. I love answering questions. In fact, we're doing more of that with Martial Arts Radio. I recorded 2 episodes yesterday, 2 Thursday episodes with guests. I have not been doing as many Thursday episodes on my own because believe it or not, they're more work. So we did one yesterday, which was, which we can almost give the subtitle Martial Arts Therapy. And the guests knew that, and it was totally fine, and it was a great episode. I really enjoyed the conversation. What was the other one? Oh, the other one was on probably the most nerdy scientific topic we've ever had on Martial Arts Radio. So those are upcoming episodes. Had a great time with both of them. What do you think is the best thing a student can do during class? During martial arts class, what can a student do during martial arts class? I think the best thing that they can do is to be open-minded. It might be a tie with putting in your best effort. But I think long term, being open-minded is more important. It's something that I work to remind myself of. You know, if I step into a class and I'm training somewhere and maybe I'm not agreeing with what's being taught or why or how, I have to trust that that instructor has a reason for doing that. Might not be a good reason. And ultimately what I take away from it might be, here's something I don't want to do, or I don't want to do this in this way. But while I'm there, I try to keep an open mind. Because I have been surprised. I think we've all been surprised before to assume that we know what's going on. We assume certain things. And sometimes it ends up being something different. That's not only okay, that's good. It's good to be surprised. It's good to have your perceptions, your ideas challenged. And if you can't change, what's the quote, the cliche? If you can't change your mind, or you still have one, right? Don't be afraid of having your perspective shift. Okay, next. What's the worst thing a student can do during class? Pretty much the opposite, being closed-minded. But let me give you something different for the sake of conversation. I think the worst thing a student can do during class is not put in the effort. Just show up. It's a waste of time. Anyone who's ever taught martial arts classes knows how difficult the people who are just going through the motions make everything you do. If you teach kids, you probably have kids in class who don't want to be there, whose parents drop them off as little more than daycare. And you almost have to teach around them, because to try to get them to do anything more than the very bare minimum is a waste of your time. If you're going to do something, no, you don't have to do it 100%. You don't have to do everything the absolute best you can. But if you're going to go to a martial arts class, you should be putting in some effort. The more effort you put in, the more you get back. In fact, one of my favorite quotes that I made up, martial arts is one of the only things that will give back exactly and only what you put in. You try a little bit, you get a little bit back. You work your tail off, it's going to change your life. I don't know anything else that has such a direct return on that investment. So maximize it. What's next? How important is empathy for morality? So on yesterday's episode, we had a conversation about morality, and you can check that out. If you don't know all of the old episodes of Martial Arts, what are we doing? First Cup. All the episodes of First Cup are there to check out. So check that out. What else we got? What did I say? How important is empathy for morality? It is not necessary, but I think it's really hard to be a truly moral person without understanding the feelings of others. Not on the big level. I think you can understand that killing people is wrong even if you struggle with empathy. But it's the smaller stuff. Morality is Some of it's an absolute. A lot of it is subjective. And that subjectivity requires notifications. That subjectivity requires a dialogue, even if it's not a verbal dialogue, an understanding of what's going on with others. So to try to do that when you don't know what other people are feeling, when you can't put yourself in their shoes, I think makes it a lot harder. So we'll say it's possible, but it's challenging. It's not easy to do. Yeah. I think I'm going to run with those answers. So what's going on today? Going to figure out what we can order of all the things we need to order. There's some stuff that's ready to go. There's some stuff that's in production. So basically, I'm going to sit at my desk and look at numbers and make sales projections and move money around and cross fingers. Because one of the most difficult aspects is you can make purchases based on what you have for money, but then you have to make projections on what's going to sell and what money that leaves you with and how that's going to impact your expenses. And you cross fingers and hope and go, are we going to be able to pay that bill? If you've never owned a business, you don't know that that's pretty much what every business does. Yes, hopefully eventually you reach a point where you are profitable enough that you don't have to worry about that. But at some point into the future, you're always looking at that. Unless you're Apple, you're not sitting on enough cash that you don't have to worry about that ever. I wonder how long it would take Apple to burn through the money they have. It'd take a long time. Such a crazy company. What else going on today? Coaching some CrossFit. Still noodling through this video project that I mentioned yesterday. There's a tripod and a rocking chair over there. Daniel says, you mean whistlekick isn't as big as Apple? I'm shocked. Well, if whistlekick was as big as Apple, let's see, what would be different about this show? There are likely a whole bunch of people who would not let me do this show. I don't mean like fans or customers. I mean, like, you probably have like a legal team that would say, no, you can't do a show in your bathrobe. We would at least have a real background back here, not, what can you see over there? Those are some books and some electronic cords and a wrinkly map behind my head. We'd have, like, I don't know, a real background. I don't know. I like the simplicity of this show. I like the simplicity of the fact that our opening credits are an 11 by 17 printout from Staples. So, I think we'll leave it there. Hope everybody has a great day. So here's your homework in a second. Subscribe, notifications, turn those on, ask some questions for tomorrow, subscribe in your podcast app, and here's your homework. Okay. The next time you're at class, you're at martial arts class, I want you to observe others. I want you to observe yourself. What is everyone doing to become successful as a martial artist? What are people doing to hold themselves back? Most importantly, what are you doing for your success as a martial artist? What are you doing to hold yourself back? These are critical things to understand about you and how you work. So the more you know, the more you understand what you do, how you do it, and why, the better you can make changes. I hope you have the best of days. I will see you right back here tomorrow, 6:30 a.m. Eastern, as we do First Cup here on YouTube. Take care. Peace.